Nick Booker, Associate Head Coach at Eastern Washington University. What's up, Coach?
Man, I'm doing great. Excited to be on here.
Yeah, well, I'm excited to have you. I really wanted to have you on this episode because you've had a unique route throughout the coaching ranks, and I want to talk about coaching changes and evolving in the collegiate coaching career. Shed some insight for us.
Well, hey, March Madness, right? Everyone talks about March Madness being, basketball and all the tournament. March Madness is all the coaching changes and the madness that goes on with that. And obviously I have a unique story because I'm a part of that now. So my story, very unique. Started a high school coach, AAU coach in San Diego, moved into the community college ranks over at Saddleback College with Andy Brown there.
Yeah.
Then from there, had a lot of success, moved over to UC Irvine with Russ Turner and had great 6 years there. Won a lot of championships and had opportunity to move on to my alma mater, Davidson College, under one of the winningest coaches there and under Bob McKillop. And now going back to the West Coast to Eastern Washington with Shante Legans. And again, a very unique story there.
Yeah, it's unique because you took a step back, going from a full-time assistant at Irvine to the director of basketball operations back at Davidson, but now you're taking 2 steps forward, going to being the associate head coach at Eastern Washington. That's unique.
Very unique, and people are like, why'd you do that? And what I said is, obviously I learned a lot under Russ. Russ is a great coach there, and obviously I can't put in words what he's done for my career. Obviously now, I'm over here at Davidson and with Bob McKillop, and the court's named after him. I mean, he's 28 years at one institution. Coach Steph Curry went to the Elite Eight. I mean, just a phenomenal coach. Learned a whole lot in this 1 year. Now I'm able to take experience with a first-time head coach, Russ Turner, and then a coach who's basically has it established in 28 years here with Bob McKillop. Take all that, and now I'm taking that back to Eastern Washington with a first-time head coach in Shante Legans.
So I'm curious your opinion. What's the best route to get where you want to go? Because some people, they say, hey, I'm going to be a high school head coach and I'm going to work my way up. Other people are like, hey, I'm going to start out as a manager or be a former player and take a small assistant coach job and then move up the ranks. Or is it video coordinator? What is it?
Rich, there's no exact science to this thing. It's one of those things. It's obviously who you know. That I think that's a big part of it. I think there's a little luck involved. And someone kind of defined luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. So preparing yourself for that opportunity. So I think that's a big part of it as well. And then obviously leaving your mark on whatever program you're there. So I think all those parts kind of blended together, provide a great opportunity for us. But there's really no science. I've heard so many stories of guys going through high school like me, guys, like I said, starting as assistant spots, moving up. Each of those are unique, and each of those affords a different opportunity, and that's really what it comes down to. So I don't think there's an exact science to this.
2 quotes that come to mind. Luck favors the prepared mind. If you're prepared, you're going to get lucky at some point. And what you just said about who you know, it's who you know that gets you there. It's what you know that keeps you there is a phrase that I've heard a lot of people use. I mean, so how important is networking in this business?
Oh, I mean, networking is huge. I mean, from a recruiting standpoint, I was very fortunate to have an early conversation with head coach at St. Mary's, Randy Bennett. And one of the things he taught me in one of those conversations is, being a successful basketball program means you got to recruit. You got to recruit. Recruiting is the blood of it. And how do you become a good recruiter? You have to have an extensive network. So not only is it from a basketball standpoint, is it important, obviously from moving up into a coaching profession and moving and advancing in this business, networking is key. I mean, if you don't network, you're not going to move up.
Well, the great thing about this video is that coaches of all levels will be watching this. Youth level, middle school, high school, college, maybe some professional. And so you're giving hope to a lot of people who want to get where you're going right now. So what advice would you give those people who are really trying to get up to where you are in the business today as they're going along in their route?
Well, the number one thing, and people might laugh at this, is don't expect to get paid a whole lot of money right away.
Right.
I volunteered for at least maybe 8 years in my starting point of my coaching career, and just grinding. It's a grind. I always went to clinics and different practices, and any opportunity I had to learn and network, I was involved with that. I think that's important. I think a lot of people expect to be given the opportunity rather than go and seize it. I seize my opportunities, and that's one thing I can definitely point to is that I put a lot of time in to really expanding again on the network and then expanding my knowledge as a young coach.
And I think one of the best things to do is work all kinds of camps, because you're going to meet people, you're going to network, and you're going to become a better coach.
Definitely. I mean, if you can't coach, then you don't belong in this industry as well.
Coach Nick Booker, man, I appreciate you coming on.
Awesome. Thanks, Rich, man. I really appreciate it as well.
You bet. All right, take it easy.